Good morning. So we are still in the chapter 1 of Sefer Shmuel Aleph, the first Shmuel. And I will repeat some of the things that we already saw just to emphasize some more things. So again, we are in the situation when everybody is happy apart from Hannah. They are going to the temple, to the Shiloh, where the tabernacle is, and they are eating, they are sacrificing a korban, and everybody's eating and getting from the korban, but Hannah doesn't want to eat. She is sad. And also it's not helping that the other wife is upsetting her by offending her and all the things that we saw last time. And then Elkanah is speaking with her. And Elkanah say to her, so Elkanah, her husband, I changed the translation this time to more modern English. So it says, so Elkanah, her husband, say to her, Hannah, why are you weeping? Why don't you eat? And why is your heart in such chill humor? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? And we explained that it may feel like that, but it's not the right things to say, because the love of a husband, it's not like the love of a child, and the need of a woman to have a child, it's not like her need to have a loving husband, which is important enough, but it's not in this place. And in this moment, Hannah understands that the only one who can pray for her is her. Even though her husband maybe is a principal rabbi, maybe the most important rabbi, and is a very righteous and good person, but he would not do for her what she can do for herself. Only her devoted from broken heart, tefillah from broken heart, that would be the solution, or maybe the solution, but her husband is not going to do the work for her. Okay, so this is the moment when she understood that it's not going to work. And then it says, Hannah arose after eating at Shiloh and after drinking. Now Eli, the priest, was sitting on his throne by the doorpost of the great hall of Hashem. I don't like this translation either. They write in the name of God. Yeah, of the Lord. Okay, now we already read that also, but I want to explain a little bit more about her prayer. So she said, and she was in bitterness of soul and prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thee handmaid, and remember me, and not forget your handmaid, but will give to your handmaid a man child, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and no razor shall come upon his head. Yeah. Okay, so let's analyze her tefillah. So it says that she prayed a lot, but it doesn't mention what is it's not written what is her prayer. It says that, and she prayed to the Lord. Not here. After that, it says in the next verse, it says that she prayed a lot. In 12, it says, and it came to pass as she continued praying before the Lord. It doesn't say continue in Hebrew. It says irbeta. Irbeta meaning she did it a lot. Okay, but it doesn't say the prayer itself. Instead of the prayer, it says a vow. Now, who else? So we have a combination of a prayer and a vow. What is a vow? A vow is a commitment. If you give me that, I will do that. The problem with a vow in such a condition or in such situation is that you are making deals with God. Like you are equal to him. You're going to have face to face and say, you give me that, I will give you that. I'm going to I'm doing a negotiation with you. I'm dealing with you. And it looks like not appropriate with God, right? You're not doing conditions to God. But it is positive. Shimshon, no, it's not. It doesn't say that. Shimshon, it's true that Shimshon was a Nazir, but it wasn't the condition that the mother did. In Shimshon, the angel come to the mother and told her, you should make him a Nazir. But it's not something that she did. Who did? Do you remember someone else that did such a thing? A vow together with tefillah?
Yeah, it was Giton.
Gideon asked for a sign.
Yeah, but he did.
What vow he said?
No, it was. I'm not sure it was Gideon or what his name. I think if I'm going to win the war, I'm going to sacrifice the first one.
Oh, yeah,
Iftach.
And Chachamim criticized him for doing that. Yeah. And then, he didn't say that he prayed to Hashem. He only did the condition. Who had a combination between prayer and condition? Yaakov Avinu with a dream. In the case of Yaakov with a dream, he made a vow that if you will return me to my home, and he asked him to keep him. So I think, first of all, I must say, the Chachamim say that it's a good thing to do. Meaning, if you have a trouble, you can make conditions or make vow like that. For example, the example Chachamim said, if his son is sick, he can say to Hashem, if my son will heal, will be cured, I will give tzedakah. Chachamim said, it's a digamur. It's okay that he did that. Of course.
You also can make it now that I give myself something if when I try to be rich. It's also the same thing.
Master is another issue. I'm saying I'm talking now about specific condition. If I get that, I will give you that. So it's okay to do that. It's like committed yourself to make a mitzvah. But Chachamim say it's not like the best. The best is when you give because you give. You don't make conditions to God. You just give tzedakah. If Hashem will bless you with something, okay, that's good. But it's not a sin. It's not something bad. I think here it's even better. It's even better for two reasons. First of all, when it's combined with tefillah. What is tefillah? Tefillah is saying to God, I'm in your hands, give me what you think is appropriate, or please give me that and that. But I'm coming with modesty to Hashem and tell him, I depend on you. You will decide on me. So it's not like I'm in the same level. When you are combined a vow with a prayer, that means that you are coming you are like combining the two things, the two good things, the two benefits. What?
To make business with someone that's like you.
No, it's exactly the opposite. In the tefillah, it's not someone like you. When I pray and I'm saying, I know I depend on you. I know that everything depends on you. So I also doing that, like to encourage myself, to commit myself to do something good. But I'm not coming like I'm equal to you, like I'm in the same level. This is the prayer with a vow. It's a combination of a prayer of a vow. The second thing, what is a vow? If I will have a child, I will give him to you. Meaning, I'm asking it not for myself. I'm only asking that for you. It's part of my avodat Hashem, of my service of God. Okay, so I'm asking for a child because I want it l'shem shamayim, for the sake of heaven. I don't.
You also get benefit. Every mom needs child.
Yeah, but of course she's going to enjoy that. I'm not saying she's not going to enjoy that. But when you're saying we're going to see, she's going to give him to the temple. She's only going to see him once a year from a little child, right? So of course it's a sacrifice from her side also, even though she's going to be very happy to have a child. But again, it shows that everything that I'm doing, it's not because I'm going now to negotiate with you, God, you give me that, I will give you that. All what I'm doing, I'm your servant. I'm doing everything that I'm doing that for you, not for myself. Okay? And this is, so it's all even better than that. It's similar to what Yaakov says, that, it's not similar. Yaakov said, I will give you 10th of everything that I got. So I will take the 90. Right? I will give you 10 and I will take the 90. Here it's saying, I will give you everything. Everything that I want is only for you. And that is why it's such a special tefillah and a vow. And I think I mentioned already that Chachamim say that we learn how to pray from Chana. We have two prayers of Chana. This is the first one, and after she got the child, there's another prayer. Okay, and we learn halachot tefillah from Chana because her prayer is very special. We talk about her. She is a very special woman. We're going to see even more about that. Okay, so this is about the vow, and then the story that I forgot to mention that. So and the second condition that she said, or the second promise vow that she said, is not going to no razor shall come upon his head. What does it mean? It's a nazir. We saw that the same thing with Shimshon. It's a nazir that you're doing before the child is born, so it's called nazir mileida, from birth. And it's again part of dedicating him to God, right? We are giving him to God. Now, it's not exactly nazir. What is missing here? The wine part. It doesn't say he won't drink wine.
If he's going to walk in Beit HaMikdash,
maybe it's anyway. By the way, can I just give someone to Beit HaMikdash, my child to Beit HaMikdash? I decide that he will walk there and they will accept him anyway.
No, it's supposed to be Levi.
Yeah, he is Levi, but Levim start walking when they are 25 years old. She said all his life. Okay, we turn to that, but it says umora lo ya'ale al rosho, meaning it's going to be nazir, but partly. So there are some say, she said the Torah, the Tanakh only mentioned one condition. She said all the conditions. He's going to be a full nazir, not drinking wine and not cutting hair. But we can also understand that it's only the cutting hair. If you remember, we said about the nazir when we learned about Shimshon that the nazirut has two parts. The parts of the hair is come from the word nezer. What is nezer? Nezer is crown. A crown. Who puts a crown on his head? A king. It's a sign of elevation, and also the word nezer, which is similar to nazir in Hebrew, it's also crown. So the nazir is elevating himself to God in a way that he is more important. It's like a sign of greatness, like a king, like a Kohen Gadol. He is a nazir. From the other side, when you are too strong and too powerful, you must limit this power. So that's why you don't drink wine. Okay, you want the greatness, the power of the holiness of the kedusha of nazir, but you don't want to have too much power, so you must limit yourself. You're not drinking wine. Here, she's only choosing the part of the greatness. So it looks like it doesn't need these limits of the restraining the powers, right? She's only taking the part of the nazir, of the greatness of not cutting the hair. Okay, and then we continue. We already saw the conversation with Eli. So Eli saw her praying in a special way. Apparently, it wasn't common at this time that she was praying without saying the words, only in silence, only moving her lips without saying the words. And again, Chachamim said we learned how to pray from her. That's what we are doing today with Tfilat Amidah. We are moving our lips, but not saying that loudly. It's important to know that when we are praying, we should not only read the words with our eyes, we should say them in the mouth, but not loudly. Okay, it's a part of the face that Hashem can hear you, even if you're not screaming, right? He can hear everything. He can also know what you think, but when you are pronouncing it in your words, it's more organized and settled, right? In our thought, we can be very confused. We think about that and then about that, and then it's not something that is organized. When you're saying that in the mouth, you are organizing the words and saying that in the correct manner. So she's speaking, but silently, without voice. And Eli is confused about her and is reproaching her. So this reproach is first of all, it's a mistake, as we saw. He didn't understand correctly the situation. Second, it's very noticeable when it's compared to the next chapter that we are going to see, that the sons of Eli were doing bad things, and the Torah and the Tanakh says, the verse say, and he didn't reproach them. So his own sons, he didn't reproach. Strangers that come in and he thinks that they are not behaving, he is able to reproach. So there is a criticism here against Eli. Eli, the Kohen Gadol, was a shofet for 40 years. So we are talking about a righteous person. It's not a bad person, but he doesn't know how to manage, how to run the situation. And he also emphasized the greatness of Hannah. Everybody wants to fix Hannah. Everybody. And she's the only one who's not broken. Right? Her husband told her, why are you weeping? Why are you crying? Why aren't you eating? The other wife started trying to upset her. We said even she has a good intention. She wants her to pray. So she's telling her what to do. And she's insulting her in order to pray. Elia Cohen tell her, why are you drunk? Don't be drunk. Don't interact. And what is the answer and the reaction to everyone from the side of Hannah? She's never arguing. She's never angry with people. She's not screaming, at least the Tanakh doesn't tell us. She always, or she's in silence, doesn't answer at all, and doing what she thinks is correct, or she's explaining herself in a soft, nice, reasonable way. I mean, she's a real hero of this chapter, and without a doubt, right? So Eli is reproaching her, rebuking her. Why are you drunk? And she's explaining him the situation. No, I'm not drunk. So let's read the verse 15. And Hannah answered and said, no, my Lord, and speaking again with modesty, my Lord, I am a woman. Later in the next verse, he says, your handmaid, amatecha. Amatecha is like servant. I don't know. Handmaid is something that's happening in the house, no? Yeah. It's not handmaid. It's a servant. I'm your slave, your servant, something like that. It's interesting that the same word she's speaking to Eli, she used when she spoke with God. You can see these two words. I will read in the Hebrew. In the prayer, in the vow, it says, but in order to Hashem Tzvaot, I forgot to speak about Hashem Tzvaot. She said, amatecha, right? אם רעות תראה בעוני אמתך, וזכרתני ולא תשכח את אמתך, ונתת לאמתך זרע אנשים. So the word אמתך, your servant, your handmaid, repeat 3 times. And then when she speak to Eli, she says the same. She said, אל תיתן את אמתך לפני בת בליעל. Don't think that I am a worthless woman, בליעל. Now, again, there is a comparison here with the next chapter, how the sons of Eli are called, the sons of the Kohen Gadol, they are called Bnei Belial, worthless. And here she said, also evil. Yeah, it's Belial, it's more like evil, not only worthless. Yeah, but I mean, the comparison is very clear. You are not reproaching your children who are really Belial, and you are reproaching Hannah, which is not Belial. Right, so this comparison here is very noticeable, and again, she is answering in a very polite, respectful way. She's not. He is talking to her in a. She's not even ask. I mean, you should have asked first. Are you feeling okay? Did you drink something? He just decided and immediately attacking her, and she's not attacking back. She's just answering politely, and this is really something that we can learn from her. Not every time you are attacked, you must attack back. Sometimes you can just answer politely. And the greatness of Eli was that he accepted that. He understood he was wrong, and he prayed for her, and he blessed her. Okay, so that's what she's answering. So first of all, let's see again the verses now according to the order. And Eli said to her, how long will you be drunken? Put away your wine from you. And Hannah answered and said, no, my Lord, I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Take not your handmaid for a worthless woman, for out of the greatness of my complaint and grief have I been speaking. Then Eli answered and said, go in peace, and the God of Israel grant you your petition, which you have asked of him. Okay, so he's blessing her and giving her his blessing that she will gonna have what she has to do, what she asked for. And she said, let your handmaid find favor in your sight. So the woman went her way and did it, and her countenance was no more sad. Countenance, her face. What? She's compared, yeah, she's compared. First of all, maybe the best comparison is with Rachel. Okay. Rachel, why? Because Yaakov has 2 wives, one with children, one without children. And she asked him to pray for her, and he said, you should pray for yourself. And that is something similar here. She prayed for herself, and in the end, she had a child.
Okay. Even say something even stronger. He said,
yeah, we talked about that last. You weren't here last week. We talked about it last week. Yeah, but she's also compared to Sarah, And to Rivka, it said that all our mothers were infertile. I just say barren, and were healed by prayers. Okay, the prayers could heal. So we learn also from this chapter the power of prayer. So, and they rose up in the morning, and it says like, we said that her countenance, her face was no more sad, meaning in that moment that she got the blessing from Eli, she understood and she felt that things are going to change now, so that the tefillah was accepted. There are a lot of midrashim about the tefillah, what she exactly said, like negotiation with God. If you do that, I will do that. If you're not doing that, I will not do that, etc. I'm not going to enter to all this midrashim. It's what maybe we can learn from that in the tefillah, you can be very active. It's not only please God, give me. It's you can present the thing that you did well, not saying for this merit, but you're saying that you want that for the good, for the better, and maybe make conditions, etc. If you really want something, there's a lot of tactics that you should use during the tefillah. So she already felt that it's going to change from now on, and they rose up in the morning early and worshipped before the Lord, and returned and came to the house to Ramah. And Elkanah had intimacy with Hannah, his wife, and the Lord remembered her. I also remember now another two things about the tefillah of Hannah. First of all, the word that she used to speak to God, Hashem Tzvaot, Lord of hosts. It's the first time it appears in the Bible. It appeared before in this chapter, but the first time the name Hashem Tzvaot appears in the Bible is in Sefer Shmuel. It doesn't, in all the Torah, you don't find it. It says there is in Sefer Shmot, in the parasha, Tzivot Hashem, the army of God, right? But it doesn't say Hashem Tzvaot, the Lord of the hosts. The only times it appears, or the first time it appears, it's in Sefer Shmuel. And it's maybe related, there's an explanation about that according to the Kabbalah, it's Netzach and Hod, and I don't understand this stuff, but it's interesting that it's come in Sefer Shmuel, which speaks about, remember that we said about creating kingdom. So Tzvaot, what are the Tzava is army. Tzvaot, it says hosts. What is hosts? It's many soldiers. It can be
like troops.
Like, it can be understood like that. Anyway, Tzvaot is the army of God. So what army? The explanation usually it's about the angels. The angels, he has an army of angels. Why only here it's mentioned? So some say it's a sign of the distance that was created between God and human being. Before that, we didn't need all this army of angels. We had connection with him directly. Now we need the angels. But it may be also a development. Different angels, meaning different ways that Hashem works through the world, and that they are always soldiers. So also we can say that when Am Yisrael become a nation under one king, now we are becoming the army of God. Before that, every tribe was for itself. They weren't working together. Now we are, what is army? Army is many individuals that are gathering for the same purpose. So Am Yisrael until now was different tribes. Now we are going to be under one king, all of us, the nation of God, working for the same purpose. So maybe this is the purpose of this, the meaning of this word, and why it appears in Sefer Shmuel when we start to speak about the kingdom of Israel, about becoming under one king, one nation. And another is a little comment. It says, "V'zchartani v'lo tishkach," and you will remember and not forget. Isn't it the same thing? Remember and not forget. So Chachamim in the Midrash say, remember me to give me a son, and not forget me to give me daughter. It's not only son, we need son and daughter. So that was she asked, remember, and some say, remember me to give me a son, and then don't forget me to give me more. Son, daughter, never mind. But it's not only one. It's also, in this case, it's also similar to whom? To Rachel. When Rachel had the first child, what she said, Yosef, what is Yosef? Yosef li Hashem ben acher. I want another one. After many years, she didn't have children. She prayed many years, and once she got it, give me another one. It's not enough. Okay, so zchartani velo tishkach. Remember me, and then after that, after you remembered me, don't forget me. Still give me more. Okay, we'll talk about the result when we see her prayer in the end. Okay, so this is about the prayer. We are continuing now. So Lee blessed her. She felt good. Everybody went away, and Hashem remembered her, and the Lord remembered her. And in due course, Hannah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Shmuel, because I have asked him for the Lord. Here there is a little problem in the pshat, in the literal meaning of the words in Hebrew. It says Shmuel because I borrow him. Shmuel She'altiv. If it's She'altiv, how it should be called? Shaul. Shaul is the one who's going to learn. We learn about next, not Shmuel. So some say that Shmuel is Shmoel. His name is God. Shmo is his name. El is God. And maybe the mem was added for that reason. And then it's this include the two meanings: borrowed from God, and his name is God. Shmuel ki me'Hashem she'iltiv. And what does it mean that he is she'iltiv? Here it's translated as asked him from the Lord. But I think that here it's borrowed from the word. The word she'ela, lish'ol, it's to ask, but it's also to borrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I understood that it's borrow. Interesting. What's the other translation saying here?
Yeah, but what Shmuel, it's still complicated a name compared to the action.
I asked him. Yeah, it said also asked him. Requested him. Okay, no, never mind. Okay, we'll continue now. And now, after he was born, and again, Elkanah did the same that he used to do all the years. And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer unto the Lord the yearly sacrifice and his vow. What vow? It doesn't say that Elkanah did a vow, but apparently he also did a vow for her benefit or his own vows, and to thank God for having a child. It's also something happy for the father, not only for the mother, right? But she didn't. But Hannah went not up. So she said unto her husband, until the child be weaned, when I will bring him, that he may appear before the Lord and there abide forever. Why does she say that to her husband? Maybe I wrote an explanation. No, maybe it was a discussion between them. He told her, you made a vow, you must leave him now for God. She said, no, wait, let him grow up a little bit. So he was like, and again, her attitude is explain herself and do what she believes. Okay, she's not entered to conflicts. She just, okay, I heard you. This is my opinion, and that's what I'm going to do. So he went alone, and then he said, I will give him forever. And Elkanah, her husband, said unto her, do what seems right to you. And again, from this answer, you understand that there was a discussion between them. Do whatever you think, right? Okay, meaning that it's not what I think. It's not what I think, but you do whatever you think. So do what seems... I can't read this English. Yeah, let's see. And then Elkanah, her husband, said to her, do what seems good in your eyes. Tarry until you has weaned him. Only may the Lord establish his word. So the woman remained and nursed her son until she weaned him. Weaned meaning that she stopped nursing. She stopped nursing. Yeah. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her with 3 bullocks and 1 ephah of flour and a bottle of wine, and brought him to the house of the Lord in Shiloh, and the child was young. In Hebrew, it says, Ve'ana'ar na'ar. Ve'ana'ar na'ar. Meaning he was strong enough. When he was strong enough, and he was young, meaning but powerful young, then she brought him with a korban. So there are midrashim about what the exactly korban was. Befarim shlosha, 3 bullocks and 1 ephah and a bottle of wine. Why exactly that? I want into that. No, it's not a nazir. It's korban todah. It's a thanks. It's a thanks. It's korban shlamim offering. And they slew a ballock and brought the child to Eli. Here again, we don't see that clearly, but it looks there was a discussion. So, and she said, "Oh, my Lord here is not the Lord with capital letter, it's Eli, right? Oh, my Lord, as your soul lives, my Lord, I am the woman that stood by you here, praying to the Lord. For this child I prayed, and the Lord has given me my petition, which I asked of him.
It's a song, famous song.
Therefore, also I have presented him to the Lord. As long as he lives, he shall be devoted to the Lord. And he bowed down to the Lord there. Who? It doesn't clear. Now, from all these sentences, it looks like she's begging to him, please accept him. So apparently Eli didn't want to accept him. Now, there is something more for that. Why the verse should say that they slew the bullock? Bullock, you say? The bull. Why? Okay, she did korban. You cannot do korban in another way. Why to say that they slew the bullock? And so here, Chachamim enter a midrash. We not necessarily have to understand it literally, but the midrash is very interesting. They said they wanted to slaughter the bull, but they didn't find any Kohen. And they start to look for a Kohen, and they didn't find. And Shmuel told them, you don't need Kohen to slaughter the shore. You need the Kohen after that to throw the blood on the altar. Because it says, you can see that in the verses in Sefer Vayikra, it says, you should slaughter the korban, and as I said, and the Kohanim will throw the blood. So we can say that mitzvat keuna is not to slaughter, but after that, to receive the blood and to throw it on the altar. So yeah, so you already knew, so you already learned something and you to understand. And Eli Cohen told him, he accepted that, but he says, we should kill you. Why? Because you are teaching halachot in front of your rabbi. You are not allowed to teach halachot in front of your rabbi. And then she begged him, Hannah begged him, please don't kill him. This is a child that I prayed for. And he told her, no, don't worry. I will pray that you will have another child. No, I want this one. What is the solution that? I will kill that, you will have another child. And so I'm not sure that Eli really wanted to kill him. This is true that you shouldn't teach halachot in front of your rabbi. This is general halacha that it says also there are details, what's the distance of your rabbi from you that you can teach halachot. It's true, but of course you don't deserve to die for that. What it looks from here is that there is here a conflict or an argument, different of opinions about do we need only Kohanim? We can see that what Chachamim mentioned as the subject of the discussion, if we need the Kohen to slaughter, or if it's okay to do that without a Kohen. How much do we need the Kohanim? How central is the job of the Kohanim, the position of the Kohen, is the rule of the Kohanim in Bet HaMikdash? Can other people participate? And in this case, it was Levi. But Levi, as I said before, it's only from the age of 25, not from, 3, 4, 5 years old that Shmuel was in this time. So Eli didn't want that someone will intervene with the job of the Kohanim. But the Kohanim weren't enough. And we're going to see the problem with the Kohanim in the next chapter, that his children didn't do the work properly. So here we have this conflict. And again, she was begging, and finally her opinion was accepted. We can have other people participating in the service of God. Maybe, well, the work of the Kohanim, of course, only the Kohanim can do. But all the things around that, the connection with God will be created not only through the Kohanim, but only through other people. And then, in the last verse, and that we're going to finish, it says, and he bowed down to the Lord, who? It doesn't say who. And of course, there are 3 options. Vayishtachu, it says in plural, maybe all of them. But some say it was Elkanah, the father of Shmuel. Some say it was Shmuel himself. And some say it was Eli. And maybe, like I said, everybody from his position. Okay, so Eli he accepted this help. And Hannah, of course, her prayer was accepted. And Elkanah, his son, was going to be part of the service of God in Bet HaMikdash. And Shmuel himself, for the merit of serving God in the temple in Bet HaMikdash. Okay, thank you, יישר כוח.
Thank you, Rabbi. And